RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Zeisser Kia, the ultimate buying experience. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental, the best products, service, and expert advice. Mallory Sports, where your sports world begins. Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place. First Mid-America Credit Union. New name, same great credit union. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Quality Buick, GMC, Cadillac. Serving the Riverbend for 52 years. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. Alton Refrigeration, the first choice in quality HD TV and appliances. Barry Macias, professional independent insurance agents. Roberts Ford.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to game number 2 of our high school baseball doubleheader here tonight on Z1570. I'm Dennis Laird alongside Louis Corrick back at Gordon Moore Park for the second game tonight. And this time it's the Marquette Catholic Explorers hosting the CM Eagles. The Eagles at 5-4 and the Explorers at 8-6. And Louis, this could be a pretty good ball game.
I would think so. We already had one good game here today with Alton knocking off O'Fallon and snapping the Panthers' 10-game winning streak and picking up a big conference win. This is a non-conference game here tonight, but old rivals. Both teams know each other well. They do this every year, and even though CM a little bigger school and part of the Mississippi Valley and Marquette part of the SEC conference, but they like to get together and little bragging rights on the line here tonight.
A lot of these kids probably play together a little bit during the summer, so they know each other, being just across town, and probably play each other quite a bit during the summer as well. And back out here tonight, it'll be the right-hander Tommy Anderson, sophomore on the hill for the Explorers tonight.
Yeah, and he'll try to keep a winning streak going here. The Explorers have won 4 in a row and trying to make it number 5 here tonight. CM took one on the chin against Waterloo. And that game took place yesterday. The Bulldogs look like they're for real in that Mississippi Valley Conference this year. They're making a big statement right now that they're gonna be the team to contend with there. CM looking to rebound from that tough loss, I believe losing that game 7-0, and looking to get off back to their winning ways here. 5-4. Marquette at 8-6 coming into the game tonight.
Tommy Anderson comes into the ball game with a record of 1-1, an ERA of 4.11, and digging in against him, the leadoff hitter for the CM Eagles, Jack McKinney. He's the center fielder for CM, bats from the right side. The first pitch on the way from Anderson, sails outside and away from Wilson, back to the fence for ball 1.
All things considered, not too bad. 7:15 first pitch here. We're slated to start at 7 o'clock, but with the Alton O'Fallon game running a little late, we're running a little late here tonight.
Anderson's next one is in there for a called strike, even the count up at 1-1 to the right-hander, Jack McKinney. Anderson will try to get ahead here. The pitch on the way and a swing and a foul off, and now he's got McKinney in the hole, 1-2.
Want to get off to a good start, obviously, and work ahead in the count. It's going to get a little cool here tonight, so don't know how far the ball is going to travel. Ground balls may be in order here tonight.
The 1-2 pitch. Missing off the plate to even things up at 2-2. Well, Anderson come out and threw that very important first pitch right back to the fence, but he's come back to jump ahead, and now the count even 2-2. Here's a tap foul down the... Oh, look at that play by Gary Bruning down there. Making a play.
The old coach still got the hands, huh?
You gotta love that. Foul down the third base line. Gary Bruning with the play down there. Count remains 2-2 on Jack McKinney. Here's a swing by McKinney and a fly ball down the right field line, and this one slices foul towards the bullpen, and the count remains 2-2.
Long run down there for Brogan Fisher. Cannot come up with it. Ball running away from the foul line.
McKinney steps out. Now gets back in there. Count still at 2-2, and he's been battling off strikes here the last couple pitches. Swing and a shot out to short. Backhanded by the shortstop. The throw over and in time at first base. A good play.
Nice play by Senior, and saw him on Friday against Roxana and fields his position very well. That time very, very comfortably, very confidently. Instead of maybe getting in front of that ball, he's relied on his backhand, was able to make a clean pick and a good throw to start things off here. 1 up, 1 down.
That brings in Shane Fensel, the shortstop for the CM Eagles, number 2 hitter. Swings at the first one. A big hop down there at third. Silkwood with it. Fires on, and there's 2 away.
Well, that first hop, if you get a nice big hop, and I'm sure Anthony Silkwood appreciates that, right up in the breadbasket, he's able to field it rather easily. Playing about even with the bag, and 8 pitches, 2 outs now, and he gets Fensel on the first pitch delivered.
That brings in Zach Tobin, and Tobin takes the first pitch for a strike. Tobin at first base tonight. Right-handed hitter for CM.
I'm used to seeing him playing in left field, but this is my first look at CM this year. Of course, we know who was in center field last year for them, Devin Caldwell, who's gone on since to SIU Edwardsville.
Breaking pitch upstairs to Tobin for ball 1. The count 1-1 now on Tobin. Next one upstairs as well, and Tobin in the catbird seat, up 2-1.
Say that again?
The catbird seat.
Okay.
Tobin waits on the 2-1 from the right-hander, and he swings and misses. Pitch in on the hands, and the count now 2-2.
Pulled the string on him a little bit. I didn't know you liked using that baseball vernacular.
Oh, I do. I'm a White Sox fan.
I knew I liked you.
Here's a pitch, swing, and a pop foul down the first base line, out of play.
Unlike that guy that was sitting next to me earlier today.
Yeah, he's the other side of town.
Yeah, the wrong side.
I agree. Excited about my White Sox this year.
I am too.
2-2 the count on Zach Tobin. The Eagles swing and a shot into left field. This one going to go foul, though, out of play.
Well, he went up the ladder on that one and got out a little too far out in front of it.
Count 2-2 as Tobin battling now against the right-hander Tommy Anderson, the sophomore. 10 strikeouts on the season and 15 1/3 innings. He's walked 6 in those 15 1/3. That ERA at 4.11 coming into the night, and he's set down the first 2. Tobin digs back in. 2-2 pitch on the way from Anderson. Swing and a shot back up the middle. This is going to be in there for a base hit. Center fielder tries to cut it off. Gets by him, and Tobin can fly. He'll move on to second base with a double, a 2-out double.
Well, stare it out there in center field, and that bullet was right back up the middle. He tried to get in front of it, just couldn't do it. Once it gets by him easily, Tobin saunters in the second base with a 2-out double. We'll bring in the DH Ricky. Chance to give CM the early lead in this game.
Ricky hitting for the pitcher, Josh Cassina, digs in. The number 4 hitter takes the first one in there for strike 1, and Anderson out in front of this hitter. Ricky waits on the 0-1 pitch as Anderson checks Tobin at second. Swing and a miss. That pitch in on the hand, same one he pulled the string on Zach Tobin, and 0-2 now.
Good looking little change up there to get out. Well out in front. 0-2 now, and you don't want to make a mistake here. This pitch has got to be out of the zone. Looks like they're going to try to go inside.
And the pitch actually went outside and up high a bit. And he left that one over the plate a bit and got away with it.
Yes, he did, and that was mislocation, no doubt about it. And Ricky was right on top of it. He just fouled it off, fouls it back.
Fouled it straight back, just missing that one. The count remains 0-2. Runner breaks for third. No throw by Wilson. as the breaking pitch stays upstairs, and it's 1-2 now on Ricky.
Well, that was too easy there. He had a good 4 or 5 steps before the ball was even delivered, and no chance for Wilson to try to get the runner, Tobin, at third base.
There's a pitch, swing and a miss by Ricky, and that's strike 3. And down go the CM Eagles. They strand 1. We move to the bottom of the first. No score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Zeisser Kia, the ultimate buying experience.
Gas prices are soaring, and so is the cost to own a car. I want to help lower that cost, so I'm here to make you this offer. If your car is financed, stop by Zeisser to see how we can help. If you qualify for financing and we can't lower your cost of ownership, we'll fill up your tank just for stopping by. And with Kia's great warranty and top fuel economy, we can literally save you thousands a year.
It's gonna be huge!
Visit us in St. Peters, Wood River, or on the web at stlouiskia.com.
Ace Hardware in Bethalto is your helpful place. It's where you'll find more than 70,000 items in the store and even more online. It's where the people know how to solve your problems. It's where top brands like Benjamin Moore, Still, and Craftsman make your jobs go smoothly and with confidence. It's where hot buys sizzle each and every week. Ace Hardware in Bethalto is more than helpful. They save you time and money too.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. We move now to the bottom of the first inning. No score. The Explorers with their first shot at bat, and they'll face the right-hander Josh Cassina. Cassina had 1-0 in the season. This is his 4th game and his 2nd start. He's pitched 7 innings, allowing 4 earned runs. He's struck out 7 in those 7 innings, but he's walked 6.
Well, and CM left a runner on in third base. 2 outs. Anderson was able to get Ricky on the strikeout. Now Marquette will go to work offensively here against Cassina.
Nick Schrank will dig in, and he'll take strike 1 from Cassina. Schrank comes in at .349, his on-base percentage at .491. Leadoff hitter for the Explorers. Takes downstairs to even the count at 1-1. Cassina, the righty, looks in, gets a sign from his catcher. Brings home the 1-1 pitch. Outside, it's 2-1 now. The leadoff hitter, Nick Schrank.
He had a home run against Roxana in that big conference win on Friday.
Here's a swing, and this one scooted out to second. Big hop there. The second baseman's able to handle and get it over to first just in time to get Schrank 1 down.
Little dribbler, yeah. That was had to be a bang-bang play there, and Emmerich had to charge to make sure he gets a play there, and little flip over to Tobin, and they get Schrank by about a half a step. He was hustling up the line.
And this infield we've talked about before at Gordon Moore Park. You cannot count on the hop being a good one.
No.
It's hard telling what kind of hop you're going to get out here.
Exactly.
Pitch coming from Cassina to the number 2 hitter. And he misses with ball 1 to Brogan Fisher, the right fielder.
Had a good day at the plate Friday. Had 3 hits in Roxana, including the game-winning single.
Shoots it out to first. Big hop there again. Cassina over to cover. And in time, 3-1 goes Brogan Fisher.
That was a tough hop there. That last one on Tobin, boy, that thing took off on him, and he had to make a reactionary play there, and makes a good stab at it. Nice flip over to Cassina covering the bag, and 6 pitches and 2 outs. Stare it to the dish. Try to get things started here for the Explorers.
Stare it in the 3-hole. Center fielder takes the first one outside for ball 1. Derek Sterrett, right-handed hitter against the right-handed hurler, Josh Cassina. Swing and a miss. Big rip there by Sterrett. Comes up short, and it's 1-1.
Swung right through that one. He looked like it was a pitch for him to handle and couldn't make connection.
Cassina now ready with the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Goes up the ladder there, and the count 1-2.
looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. One pitch away from doing so. Wilson, the catcher, on deck.
Starrett waits on the 1-2. Takes it for a call. Strike three, and 1-2-3 go the Explorers in the bottom of the first. We move to the second with no score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Since 1947, St. Peter's Hardware and Rental has been helping you get the job done right. When planning a do-it-yourself project, party, or event, turn to St. Peter's for what you need to make it successful. St. Peter's carries brand-name tools like DeWalt, Bosch, and Milwaukee. Quality True Value paints backed by a lifetime warranty, and everything else you need from gadgets to grills. Shop in-store or shop online. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental. The best products, service, and expert advice.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Corrick. Top of the second now. CM with the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up. And the first one from Tommy Anderson. Outside, ball one to the left fielder for CM, Nick Dorsey.
CM left a runner at third. Marquette went down 1-2-3, and we move on to the second.
Dorsey fouls the next one back to the fence, and it's 1-1 now. On the right-handed hitting Nick Dorsey, the left fielder for CM. Next pitch on the way, and it's inside. Hit him, and he'll get the base. So the leadoff man on for CM here in the top of the second.
The only two runners in the game on there, and yeah, that one rode a little too far inside.
Number 10, Jaron.
It's going to bring up Jaron Linton, the right fielder now, and the leadoff runner is on base here in the second inning.
Linton, a left-handed hitter, digs in with a runner down at first base. Dorsey. Right-hander Anderson brings it home, and it sails outside for ball one. Left-handed hitting, Jaron Linton for CM with nobody out. Top of the second. Pitch, swing, and a foul back. And a count 1-1. Jaron Linton, the right fielder, digs back in. The count 1-1 on him as Dorsey takes his lead from first, and now a throw over there. Scampers back in there safely. Linton at 183 on the season. Digs back in there. Waits on the 1-1 pitch. It's down in the dirt, and a good block by the catcher Johnny Wilson. Scoops it up, and it's 2-1.
He made a nice play Friday to preserve a Marquette victory where they wind up throwing the tying runner out at third base after a ball.
Here's a swing and a shot. Deep right field. The right fielder drifting back, and he'll haul it in for the first out.
Not a bad-looking swing there from Linton, but Fisher had a beat on it all the way, and he's able to make the easy play for the first out of the inning.
Well, I didn't get a chance to mention, with that 185 batting average, Linton does have 2 home runs, so you could see the power there in that stroke. That'll bring in the right-handed hitter, Michael Shashin. Third baseman swings at the first one and shoots it through Silkwood's legs down at third, and that'll put runners on at first and second.
Right through the wickets. He's got to make that play, get down on the ball, and he stayed up on it, and the ball never came up to him, and potentially it could have been an inning-ending double play ball, but the inning stays alive now, and it's going to bring in McRae, the catcher, with 2 on and 1 out.
McRae digs in with 1 away, runners at first and second. Dorsey takes his lead from second. And the pitch from Anderson is in the dirt for ball one.
When you don't have a power pitcher on the mound, he relies on your defense. When you give him extra outs, it makes it that much more tougher for him to get through these innings. We'll see if Marquette's able to work around that error.
Next pitch, a good one across the outside corner to even things up at 1-1. Well, I think that infield that we talked about earlier came into play there for Silkwood. These infielders that play here often enough expect a big hop.
Well, you can definitely see the way he played the ball there. He thought that ball was going to come up, and it never did, and went right through the wickets.
Now Anderson will step off, and Dorsey will head back to second base. Shasheen over at first base.
But you know what they say about assuming things.
And you also know what they say about getting the body in front of the ball and at least block it. Here's a swing and a pop-up into center field. Can of corn for the right fielder. He'll haul it in, and there's 2 away.
I like that. You give me a little Hawk Harrelson there.
That's my man.
Absolutely.
Second baseman,
So
number 2.
we got an out there. He gone, right?
He gone.
You got to love the Hawk.
You do. Good times. 2 away now here at the top of the second inning. And the number 9 hitter in there now, Taylor Emery. Waits on the first one from Anderson with the runners at first and second, and a breaking ball drops in there for strike 1.
That's a big sweeper there that lays it in there for strike 1, and a couple of pitches. Anderson is from getting out of the inning.
Pitch down in the dirt, and there's Johnny Wilson doing his job once again.
Again, going back to that play on Friday, boy, it was, I don't know if you heard about it, but one of the stranger endings I've seen to a baseball game. It really was.
I read a little bit about it, but didn't get to finish.
You did. You read it.
Mm-hmm.
And who did you read, by the way?
I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
Swing and a miss by the right-handed hitter.
I don't remember who wrote it either.
1-2 now on the second baseman. I do remember who wrote it. Here's a swing and a fly ball into left field. Left fielder will camp under this one for the final out, and down go the CM Eagles. They strand 2. We move to the bottom of the second inning. No score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer more than savings accounts, checking accounts, money markets, loans, and IRAs. They also offer a Visa Platinum Card, which rewards their members with low rates, no annual fees, no hidden fees, no balance transfer fees, built-in safety features to protect your card from fraud, and a reward program which rewards you for every purchase you make. Apply today for a First Mid-America Credit Union Visa Platinum Card at www.1stmidamerica.org.
Welcome back to Gordonmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Korf. We move now to the bottom of the second inning. The cleanup hitter due up for the Marquette Explorers. Johnny Wilson, the big catcher, digs in from the right side against Josh Cassina and shoots one into center field. A leadoff single that is bobbled out there by the center fielder Jack McKinney, but he keeps it in front of him and keeps Wilson at first base to lead the inning off.
Now, he's been swinging a good bat here early in the year, and that's another example of it right there. Just takes that ball right back up the box, and looks like Jack Miller, number 32, is going to run for him down there, and it's going to bring Harder to the dish. Marquette, the Explorers with their first hit here tonight, and their first base runner.
Harder, the left fielder, digs in from the right side. Courtesy runner down at first, takes his lead, and pitches upstairs for ball 1. Had Brian Lewis on the air with me the other night. He said every time they get a catcher at the collegiate level and they have to run bases, they're confused because of the rule, the courtesy runner rule. They never run until they get to college. Here's a swing and a miss by Harder.
That's interesting.
thought so too. That's why I brought it up.
You're full of
I
you're
thought you'd
full of
like
nuggets.
that. Yeah, I got some nuggets tonight. Here's the 1-1. Swing. And sounded like he tipped that one into the mid.
Yeah.
1-2 now.
As one of the better color analysts in hockey, Darren Pang, says, bringing it to the people. That's what we're here for, right?
I like that one. There's a throw down behind the runner at first base. Back safely on a ball 2 pitch. 2-2 now on Adam Harder.
He's one of the happiest people you'll ever meet. Tell you what, you just don't see that guy get upset very often.
2-2, the count on Harder, and he chases one way up out of the zone there, swinging through it for strike 3, and there's one down.
He's not the tallest player in the world to begin with, and when he tries to go up a ladder to get that one, probably not going to wind up getting too many positive results, and that was the case there where he came up empty, and Cassina with his second strikeout of the game here in the second. Runner still at first, now 1 out.
Pitch to Silkwood in there for a called strike 1. Harder tried to tomahawk that thing.
Mm-hmm. We had one of those today in the Alton O'Fallon game. Fallon kid Seaberger, boy, he roped one down. Boy, if you make contact with a swing like that, you can get a pretty good stick on it, and he certainly did. He drove one down that left field line, but boy, if you come up empty, you know you're gonna get the evil eye from your coach down third base line too for going up the ladder.
Silkwood bunting through a pitch for strike 2. They throw down behind the runner back safely.
Well, he wasn't going to do anything with that. That ball was down and away.
I always get frustrated when I see someone bunt and they lunge with the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to wait on the ball and catch it with the bat, not lunge at it. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts by Cassina after giving up a leadoff single, and that'll bring in the opposing pitcher, Tommy Anderson.
Yeah, that one right down the pipe, too, and Silkwood just came up empty. I don't know. Maybe looking for something else. He got a fastball on 0-2. I don't know if he got the out of it. I don't know if you want to call it a mistake pitch, but I think Cassina maybe got a little more of the plate there than he would have liked.
Here's strike 1 to Tommy Anderson.
But the result is all that matters, right?
It is. Won't be able to tell tomorrow in the box score.
Nope. Well, you can for the pitcher. It's another strikeout.
Yeah. The pitch, fisted down the first base line. Foul, 0-2.
Can you call that a nubber?
Could be a nubber. Squirter. But you got to call it a foul ball no matter what.
Yeah.
And a strike.
It's a strike. Any way you look at it. We can sit here and call it whatever we want.
2 strikes on Anderson as Cassina comes to the stretch and delivers. Just missing upstairs, 1-2 now to Tommy Anderson.
Hey, I got to ask you about, what do you think of your Boston Bruins making the playoffs?
Oh, you know, I love it when the Bruins.
And the Bruins and the Habs. What do you think? You fired up for that one?
Always fired up for the Bruins. Here's a pitch back to the screen, swinging through it. The pitcher, Anderson. And it looks like he'll be safe down at first base on the strikeout. And the wild pitch, and moving all the way over to third base will be the courtesy runner. So that'll put runners on at first and third.
So Cassina strikes out the side. We could get a rarity here, you know that?
We could. Four
strikeouts in an inning, yes, sir.
Very possible.
But Senior is going to hope to maybe avoid that here.
Austin Senior trying to take advantage of that mistake on the strike 3. Swing and a tapper over Cassina's head. This is going to be a tough play for the shortstop, throwing and in time over there at first base to retire the side. Explorers strand 2 on a base hit. We move to the third. No score. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Everybody's saying buy American, but not me. I just want you to come drive American. Come out today and see for yourself. No one has a more impressive selection of vehicles than Ford. Whether it's a Focus, Fusion, Escape, Edge, F-150, or any other Ford product, no one can beat Ford's quality. Not Toyota, not Honda, not anybody.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years, just off Route 3 or Highway 67 in Alton, or at RobertsMotors.com.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork, and it's Jack McKinney to lead things off for CM. 0 for 1 on the night, grounded to short back in the first inning. He leads it off here in the third and swings at the first pitch, shoots it into center field. Center fielder diving, couldn't come up with it out there. Stare it with a nice effort, gets away from him, and down to second base goes McKinney.
Boy, that would have been a highlight reel catch if you come up with that one. Good effort by Derek Starrett. And boy, he's shaking his arm out there. Boy, I'm imagining he may have overcompensated just a little bit for that. That thing might have caught him in the forearm or the wrist somewhere. He got there in time. Boy, he made a nice diving play and nearly came up with a great catch, but it's going to be a leadoff double for McKinney, and CM once again, runner on base. And in business, chance to break this scoreless stalemate.
Bensel shows bunt and gets it down. And Wilson looks at third, now fires down to first base. And they get Fensel to sacrifice good. McKinney moves down to third.
Well, he wanted to go to third base, and I think that would have been disaster if he would have went there, because McKinney had a good jump off the bunted ball, and I don't think he would have gotten it out anywhere. He made the wise choice and goes to first base. So give Fensel a sacrifice, 2-3 on the play, and it's going to be up to Tobin here, and we're going to see if Marquette pitches at him, or if they're going to pitch around him. Probably the best hitter in this lineup. Chance to drive in a run here. Runner at third and less than 2 outs.
First pitch sails outside to Tobin, who doubled his last time. And Ricky waits on deck, the cleanup hitter, and they were able to strike him out the next time, the last time, and this one sails upstairs so quickly. 2-0 on Tobin.
That's why you might just see Marquette, and I'm thinking Joe Silkwood's probably talking to Anderson. Let's not give him anything juicy to hit here, and maybe work around him a little bit when you got a base open down there.
Swing and a tap foul down the third base line. The count 2-1.
Or if you're gonna give him something tempting to swing at, it's not going to be in the strike zone like that pitch running inside.
Tobin can turn on one, and he tried to turn on that one, but turned too much. Pulled it foul. 2-1. Upstairs, 3-1 now. And now 3-1. We'll see if the Explorers just put him on. Looks like they're going to go ahead and pitch to him with one away. Swing and a pop-up. And into foul territory, the first baseman drifting and falling and unable to come up with that one. Looked like he lost it for a moment and just couldn't recover.
Boy, oh boy, they got him to go after a pitch, and you can see when Tobin took a swing there, Gary Bruning not happy that he went after that pitch, and boy, CM dodged a bullet there. Marquette just allowed them to wiggle out of that one. That's got to be a play that Schrank has got to make.
Here's Tobin ripping one into left field over the left fielder's head. Tobin will head for second base. A run will score. And Tobin will hold out with a double, and that was hit on a rope over the left fielder's head.
And wouldn't you know it, the very next pitch, sure enough, he's able to get good contact on the baseball, and he makes him pay for it. They should have had him out. They should have had him out on the previous pitch, and he makes him pay for it. And so the foul ball is a costly error, and it is an error on the play.
And that brings in the cleanup hitter, Ricky, 0 for 1. Struck out his first time. Takes ball 1. Tobin down at second now with a run home here in the top of the third.
So instead of a runner at second and 2 outs, they trade places. Tobin there with 1 out.
Here's a swing and a high fly ball into left field. Left fielder going back and pulling that one in for the second out.
Ricky flies out.
Left fielder, number 7. Nick.
Flies out to Harder, and now Tobin down at second base with 2 outs. CM with a 1-0 lead.
That brings in Nick Dorsey, who was hit his first time up to lead off the top of the second.
Believe it or not, they have all 3 of their hits, all doubles here in this game so far.
That's correct. Here's a fly ball into center field, and Sterrett, no problem there. He'll haul it in for the final out here in the top of the third inning. A run on 2 hits. We move to the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 now in favor of CM. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
You'll find it at Mallory's. Mallory's Sporting Goods in Wood River. Your high school gear and sportswear? It's at Mallory's. Athletic equipment for the little tykes? You'll find it at Mallory's. How about team gear and uniforms? Or personalized gear and specialty equipment? It's at Mallory's too. You'll find it all at Mallory's Sporting Goods, just minutes from your school off of 255, right next to the Walmart complex on Vaughn Road in Wood River. From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. We move now to the bottom of the third inning, number 9 hitter. Stephen Peterball up there for the Marquette Explorers, the second baseman leading off here in the bottom of the third. And Cassina fires the first one upstairs for ball 1, now pitching with a 1-0 lead.
It'll be 9-1-2 in the Marquette order, trailing for the first time tonight. And ball that should have been caught comes back and hurts the Explorers, and that's why we have our run tonight so far.
Cassina comes out and fires a couple of balls and falls behind the number 9 hitter, 2-0 to start the bottom of the third. There's a strike across the outside corner. It's now 2-1 on Peterball. Right-handed hitter digs back in. The pitch from the right-hander, a beauty, and the count evened up at 2-2 now. On the second baseman for the Explorers, Stephen Peterball.
Let's work the count back to 2-2 after falling behind 2-0.
Here's a breaking pitch and a nice one, and missed with it upstairs though, 3-2, but you could see Peterball flinch on that one.
He was ducking away from it, and it tailed late, but a little inside.
3-2 pitch outside, ball 4, and that's not what you want to do if you're John Cassina, has walked the number 9 hitter after getting the lead in the top of the third and put the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the third.
Walks period, because they bite something fierce when pitchers issue those walks. I don't care what level you're at. Their base on balls is just probably the biggest enemy of a pitcher. And you're right. When you walk the number 9 hitter, you're back to the top, and they're going to look to work here now to see if they can move that base runner along.
Nick Schrank grounded to second his first time, digs in, takes ball 1 inside. Cassina from the belt, delivers, swing and a shot right to the shortstop. He'll fire over to first, pulls the first baseman off the bag and safe over at first base. They should have had a double play there.
You're right, boy, but Schrank couldn't have hit that ball any harder if he tried. If he had 2 bats up there, I don't know if he could have hit that ball any harder. Right on a line. Boy, that was a rope right at Fensel. And, yeah, he's got a – you can't assume the double play, obviously, but you look in the CM dugout, they know they should have had 2 outs there. And I see Gary Bruning taking a little walk down the line. The throw does pull Tobin off the bag, and Peterball safe over at first base. And he's got to know better, too, than to venture that far off the bag. Make sure that ball gets through before you take a chance.
Brogan Fisher digs in and takes strike 1 with 1 away and a runner down at first. Next one sails outside for ball 1, and the count evened up at 1-1 on the right-handed hitter, right fielder, Brogan Fisher.
0 for 1, he grounded out to first. His first plate appearance, bats here in the 3rd.
Now Cassina steps off. Fisher will step out. Right fielder digs back in. Number 11 waits, now throw over to first base. And back safely over there is Peterball. Fisher taps the plate. Cassina looks in, gets the sign. Look over at first base. From the stretch, the pitch. Swing and a shot out to second. Second baseman over to short for 1. On to first. The double play goes 4-6-3. And down go the Marquette Explorers in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 in favor of CM as we move to the 4th. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
When you own a business, your loss could be your employee's loss too. That's why you should put American Family Insurance and me to work right away. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. I can help you design property and liability coverages that fit the needs of your specific business. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
We move now to the to the top of the 4th inning. And the lefty, Linton, set to lead things off here for CM. Jaron Linton, the right fielder. First pitch, swing, and a shot out to second. Second baseman over nicely, fires on to first, 1 down.
Like that, effective, 1 pitch, 1 out for Anderson, who's allowed 3 hits so far through 3 1/3 innings, and his team trails 1-0.
That will bring in the right-handed hitter. Michael Shashin reached on an error as he shot one through the legs of Silkwood down at 3rd. Pitch misses for ball 1 downstairs to Shashin. A run on 3 hits for the Eagles. Shashin, the third baseman, waits on the 1-0, and it's outside 2-0 now. Michael Shashin. The pitch from Tommy Anderson. Misses, and it's 3-0.
You were about ready to say strike, weren't you? Sounded like you were.
Well, I was just kind of waiting to see what the ump was going to do. Pitch down low for a ball. He kind of rears up like he wants to call a strike, but it's his ball call, so you have to wait to see.
Catcher, number
4-pitch walk, though,
correct,
to Michael Shashin after a 1-pitch out to start here in the top of the 4th. That brings in the catcher, Michael McRae. 0 for 1, fly to right. Right-hander digs in. Throw over, Shashin back safely.
CM has had base runners in every inning in this game. But Anderson has minimized the damage, and the run he did give up in the 3rd inning should have been out of that inning.
Pitch from Anderson. That's in there for a strike. To the right-hander, McRae. Well, that's the first walk by Anderson.
You are correct, sir.
And that's why he's been effective up until this point. He's been throwing strikes. Here's a swing and a foul back. Out of play.
Cassina with only one walk as well, so.
And he's allowed only one base hit. And we talked about walks and how deadly they can be. And I think it's really the defense that benefits most from strikes because they're always on their toes. The pitcher starts throwing balls, you kind of drop your head, kick the dirt a little bit, and start getting frustrated. That'll catch a defense by surprise sometimes. There's a ball that sails outside, 1-2. And that can lead to a really big inning.
Well, walks and errors are the two biggest culprits.
1-2 pitch, a big breaking ball. It sails outside, 2-2.
You don't execute fundamentally. It just snowballs, and next thing you know, you're giving up 5, 6, 7 runs in an inning, and a tight game like this can get away from you. But both pitchers, knock on wood, it's still early.
Here's a thrower to first, and Shashin diving back in there safely.
Still got a long way to go. We're only in the 4th inning here.
You know what I'm talking about, though. I bet you played defense behind a pitcher that might have been your best friend even, but he's walking a bunch of guys. You're not very happy with him. Here's a throw down, and sliding in safely on the steal is Shashin on a pitch outside. And Shashin with a good jump over there steals second.
Well, they threw over the pitch before, and how many times do you see it on the next delivery? You think, all right, I just threw over there. He's not going to get too far off. And sure enough, he's gone, got a good jump. And
here's ball 4 downstairs. So back-to-back walks now from the young right-hander for the Explorers, and runners at first and second.
Just when we talk about staying away from walks, here goes Anderson getting himself into a little bit of trouble here with a couple of walks with 1 out, and now he's got to work to the number 9 hitter, Emmerich, who's 0 for 1. He flied out to left. And then it's back to the top of the order in McKinney, and he's got a double tonight, so a pitcher's best friend, you know what that is.
And that is exactly what the Explorers need here. Pitch down low for ball 1.
But you can't get that unless you get some strikes here, and Anderson's got to start throwing some strikes, maybe regroup a little bit.
Second baseman holding the runner down at second, leaving a big hole on the right side of the infield. And here's a bunt. Nice one. Back to the pitcher. Only play going to be to first. And the sacrifice good from the number 9 hitter, Emmerich. And the runners move up.
Center fielder, number 9.
Well, Gary Bruning playing the percentages here, thinking if he can get this back to the top of the order, maybe these guys can do some 2-out damage here. And McKinney, 1 for 2 in the game. Grounded out to short, and he doubled and scored the only run of this game. And there's a couple of ducks on the pond out there right now, and a hit would definitely plate 1, maybe even 2 runs here.
Pitch to McKinney, and he shoots the first one into center field, and Starrett going back, and hauling it in at the track for the final out here in the top of inning number 4.
Gave it a ride.
He sure did. Eagles strand 2. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 in favor of CM. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Ace Hardware in Bethalto is your helpful place. It's where you'll find more than 70,000 items in the store and even more online. It's where the people know how to solve your problems. It's where top brands like Benjamin Moore, Still, and Craftsman make your jobs go smoothly and with confidence. It's where hot buys sizzle each and every week. Ace Hardware in Bethalto is more than helpful. They save you time and money too.
Zicer Kia, the ultimate buying experience.
Gas prices are soaring, and so is the cost to own a car. I want to help lower that cost, so I'm here to make you this offer. If your car is financed, stop by Zicer to see how we can help. If you qualify for financing and we can't lower your cost of ownership, we'll fill up your tank just for stopping by. And with Kia's great warranty and top fuel economy, we can literally save you thousands a year.
It's gonna be huge!
Visit us in St. Peters, Wood River, or on the web at stlouiskia.com.
Welcome back to Gordmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. It's Derek Sterrett leading things off here in the bottom of the fourth. Swinging through the first one for strike one. Sterrett went down swinging in the first inning.
3, 4, and 5 due up for Marquette. They got the big bats here in the fourth. So far, nothing but goose eggs for them, looking to put a crooked number up on that scoreboard. They trail by 1.
There's a little hawk, crooked number. I like it. Strike 2 to Sterrett.
We've got them all. We've done exhausted everything from him, haven't we?
I'm holding out on Hang Whiffle. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and Sterrett struck out twice. We could have done Hang Whiffle on that double play ball earlier that didn't work out on the line drive to short.
Number 45.
It's slowly here, going kind of unnoticed. That's 5 strikeouts now for Cassina in 3 1/3 innings. He's moving right along here with a 1-hitter, and here is the reason why he is not carrying a no-hitter in this game.
Big Johnny Wilson digs in, the catcher for the Explorers and cleanup man. He swings and misses at the first one. He made him look silly there out on his front foot for strike 1.
Yeah, I think Cassina learned something because Wilson went after the first pitch and shot it right back up the box and for a base hit, and that was a fastball. He wasn't going to give it to him again here.
Here's a nice pitch on the outside corner for strike 2, and Cassina jumps right out in front of Wilson.
So he comes with the fastball in the second pitch.
Cassina's 0-2 is a big breaking ball in there for a swing and a miss, and strike 3.
And on the hands, and nothing Wilson was going to do with that thing. If he was going to hit it, he was going to hit that right off, maybe off the knob of the bat. There was no arm extension whatsoever there. So he gets Sterrett on 3 pitches, Wilson on 3 pitches now. He works on Harder, who was a strikeout victim his first time.
One of 3 guys. Cassina struck out in that inning, and Harder swings through the first one for strike 1.
That's 7 pitches this inning, and guess what? Not one of them have been a ball.
6 strikeouts now for Cassina, as he works on Adam Harder, the left fielder, has a strike on him. Swing and a miss, and Harder didn't look close on that one, 0-2.
Well, he's making it look easy this inning for sure. Got one more delivery here to go, but it'd be pretty impressive. You can strike out the side.
Swing and a miss. That is impressive. Second time he's struck out 3 in an inning. We move to the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 in favor of CM. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
Since 1947, St. Peter's Hardware and Rental has been helping you get the job done right. When planning a do-it-yourself project, party, or event, turn to St. Peter's for what you need to make it successful. St. Peter's carries brand-name tools like DeWalt, Bosch, and Milwaukee, quality True Value paints backed by a lifetime warranty, and everything else you need from gadgets to grills. Shop in-store or shop online. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental, the best products, service, and expert advice.
Welcome back to Gordmore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. We're in the 5th already, Louis. Top of the 5th inning, and 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for CM.
Rolling right along. We're not even an hour into this game. You got to love it. But I know. We already talked about it and talked about it in the commercial. I jinxed it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. There's a strike. One thing about it, these pitchers have thrown strikes now. Anderson struggled a little bit in that last inning, walking 2, but that's why this game's moved along. Lots of strikes, and he starts off with strike 1 here. Now he fires the next one upstairs, and it's 1-1 to Shane Fensel.
We've only had 4 hits in the game. 3 of them have gone to CM, and they scratched a run out in the 3rd, and that's all we've got so far.
The 1-1. Breaking pitch and pulled down the third base line. Let's see. They're going to say foul.
Gary Bruning agrees. Home plate umpire Dave Collins making the call.
Doing a nice job. running down the line there and making sure.
What's Dick Lyons doing out there? Oh, there he is out by first base. Interested as usual.
New baseball for Tommy Anderson. And digging in there with a 1-2 count on him is Shane Fensel. He's 0 for 1, sacrificed his last time. Pitch upstairs and count 2-2. Fensel almost chased that one, but held up.
Yeah, he thought about going up the ladder. Probably a good thing he didn't.
Two pitch on the way to Fensel. This one downstairs, and it's 3-2 now on Shane Fensel. Shortstop for CM.
Don't want to start flirting with those walks, because I'm telling you, eventually they will come back and get you if you keep flirting with that kind of danger.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a shot right up the box. Sends him bailing. And that's a leadoff single.
Well, he had to come with something over the heart of the plate, and sure enough.
First baseman.
You know what they call that?
What's that?
Chuck it and duck. A chuck and duck.
I haven't quite heard it that way before.
That's a chuck and duck right there.
I can see that. Here comes Tobin, he's got 2 of the 4 CM hits and both 2-baggers. He's got a couple of doubles. 1 an RBI double for the only run of the game.
Leadoff single for Fensel. Takes his lead, and down low to Zach Tobin for ball 1.
See, I always liked hitting out of the 3-hole. I hit there a lot. To me, the 3 guys, the contact guy, they always talk about the 4 guy being the power, the big buff guy, you know? To me, the number 3 hitter is the most important guy in your lineup.
And a lot of times you'll see the best hitter in the lineup in that 3-hole. A guy like Pujols has hit third.
Well, not so much this year, but
not so much.
But I'd say the career has been pretty doggone good.
Right on. But my point being in that even the best hitter on the team, who could be slotted in the cleanup hole, a lot of times you'll see managers put him in that 3-hole.
Well, you want them hitting in the first inning guaranteed.
1-1 on Tobin. Downstairs, gets away from Wilson, and breaking his Fensel as he does a nice job there, seeing that ball get away from Wilson and scoots down to second base.
Well, Gary Bruning's not going to take the bat out of Tobin's hands, so he's going to allow him to swing away here. You would normally think a bunt would be coming to move that runner over to third base with less than 2 outs, and here comes Joe Silkwood out to talk to his pitcher.
They're going to see what they want to do here now with Zach Tobin now that they've got first base open.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Tobin has tattooed the ball a couple times tonight off the young right-hander Tommy Anderson. Couple of doubles, and they've got that base open over there at first now. We'll see if they decide to put Zach Tobin on and pitch to Ricky. They've retired twice. So the meeting over, and the count 2-1 on Tobin. He'll dig back in here, and Fensel will lead away from first. Second baseman covering. Big hole on the right side of the infield. 2-1 pitch on the way to Tobin, and he shoots it into left field. Coming in, the left fielder, and he's charging and will haul it in for the out.
Well, that's a huge out there because that ball was running in on Tobin's hands and going a long way there, running in to make the catch was harder. And not only do you retire Tobin, but he is not able to advance the runner. That's a big out. It's a key moment, too. Something to think about if CM doesn't score in this inning.
DH Ricky in there now, hitting for Cassina. First one in there for a strike from the right-hander, Tommy Anderson. Ricky 0 for 2, struck out in the first, fly to left in the third. Fensel with the lead at second. The pitch blocked nicely by Wilson down in the dirt, and the count 1-1. Big target behind the plate in Johnny Wilson, and he can block some balls, and that just gives his pitchers so much more confidence. Breaking pitch is swung on and hit into center field. Stared over there to haul it in. And there's 2 down.
Pretty good looking swing there. A little bit of a golf shot maybe, but again, the ball in on the hands, but nice little line drive by Ricky, but stared about 5 or 6 steps over to his right, makes the catch, and after Fensel, moved into second base with nobody out, he's still there with 2 outs now. Anderson just an out away from working around that leadoff single.
Nick Dorsey digs in. Number 5 hitter for CM. Swing and shoots it past the third baseman into left field. Here comes Fensel around third. The throw home. Wilson had it in time, but knocked away from him by Fensel. And safe at home is Shane Fensel.
Well, Gary Bruning wanted to take a gamble, not thinking there's going to be too many more runs scored in this game. There's 2 outs. He sent the runner, and big RBI single there from Dorsey. Yeah, the throw from Harder out there in left field was right on line. A little short hop to Wilson at the plate. And if he fields it cleanly, I think they're going to get the runner at home, but that's a tough play for Wilson to make, to try to get to it. He made a good effort at it, but sliding in was Fensel and giving CM a 2-0 lead now.
Wilson had the plate blocked nicely. Now they're checking him out as he got the glove knocked off of his hand. Check his hand out. He plays catch with Anderson for a second, and he says he's okay. He's a catcher. He's used to a little bruise here and there. And he had the plate blocked there, but Fensel coming in right as that ball got to him. And you didn't see Fensel try to roll Wilson over, though. He was trying to go around him. Here's a line drive into right field and a single off the bat of Linton. And now back-to-back hits with 2 outs for CM.
Back-to-back hits on back-to-back pitches, and both of those balls were scalded pretty good. Now there's 2 on and 2 out, and CM with a run in, not done quite yet here.
But Fensel, as I was trying to finish there on that line drive, just getting a piece of the glove as he went around Wilson, and they checked him out. He's okay. Here's a pitch down low for a ball to Michael Shashin, who's been on base twice. Reached on an error in the second and walked in the fourth. 2 away for him here with runners at first and second. A run home. Pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Wilson. And the count 2-0. Johnny Wilson reminded me of Mike Scioscia there. Nobody blocked the plate like big Mike Scioscia.
Nobody went too hard into him either, and if you did, you're not going to be standing, trust me.
And that's exactly what Fensel did. There's a little half swing. Pitcher pouncing off the hill, and a nice play by Tommy Anderson to take that squibber off the mat of Shashin and fire over to first for the final out here in the top of inning number 5. The Eagles get another on 3 base hits and now lead 2-0 over the Explorers. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Whether you're planning for home improvement projects, family vacations, college tuition, or consolidating credit card debt, use your home for what you need. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer home equity loans and lines of credit that can lower your costs. For more information, visit www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a First Mid-America Credit Union representative.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And John Cassina back out there with a one-hitter going. Fires it inside Anthony Silkwood for ball 1.
One of 7 strikeouts for Cassina here in this game. Got Silkwood in the second.
There's a pitch that misses for ball 2. Cassina coming into this ball game with 7 strikeouts, so he doubled his total in this ball game. And here's a swing and a foul off by Silkwood.
He went after a 2-0 pitch. It was down a little bit.
Two and one on Anthony Silkwood, the third baseman for the Explorers, leading things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Cassina's next one. Swing and a foul off, and I got the catcher, I believe.
I was going to say, I don't know if it got the catcher or the umpire, but
the reason I said catcher, it looked like the ump checked out him.
Mm-hmm.
Normally it'll be the opposite. If it hits the ump, the catcher's saying, "You okay?" Because they
True.
both know what that feels like.
Yes.
Here's a swing and a miss. McCray able to block it in the dirt. The throw down in time to retire Anthony Silkwood for the strikeout. And now 4 straight strikeouts for Cassina and 8 in the ball game.
He went after a pitch out of the zone again, and ball was just a sweeping pitch down and away and came up empty. And you're right, that's 4 in a row now and 8 in the game. Well, Cassina had a stretch in that second inning where he struck out 3 in a row, so he's getting them in bunches, no doubt about it.
Swing and a miss at the first one by Tommy Anderson, who was a strikeout victim back in the second when Cassina struck out 3 in a row as well. But a wild pitch, and Anderson ended up at first base.
Well, it doesn't help when you go after pitches out of the zone either.
Do you think he did that on purpose? Here's a pitch outside for a ball. 1-1.
Not taking anything away from Cassina's game. He's pitching a nice ball game here tonight, but Marquette really not helping themselves out by being undisciplined at the plate.
Breaking pitch stays inside since Anderson bailing there, and it's 2-1. Right-handed hitter, opposing hurler. Tommy Anderson digs in with a 2-1 count and chops it back to the hill. Cassina waits on it to come down and flips to first for out number 2.
That was an easy one there, and boy, he's rolling right along now. 7 in a row retired after the leadoff walk to Peterball. He's the last one to reach base here tonight. Now Marquette's only had 3 base runners in the game. They had a base hit from Wilson. Anderson reached on a wild pitch after he struck out and the walk to Peterball, and that's it.
Here's a pitch in there for strike 1 to Senior. Not exactly sure how Coach Bruning has his rotation set up, but this is only the second start for Cassina, so chances are he's really helping out Bruning tonight with his pitching staff.
Well, he came into this inning with only 44 pitches thrown, so a pitch count's really not an issue for him.
And he's went deep into this ball game, so that's helping out as well. And only his second start of the year. 2 strikes now on Senior. Cassina rocks and brings home the 1-2, and this one inside. Senior barely able to get out of the way in time. It's 2-2. You got to go away now.
No, don't be so sure.
2-2 pitch. Comes back in and scoots it foul down the first baseline. Now do you go away? 2 inside. 1 sent him bailing. Or do you think he's looking there?
No, I can see him pulling the plug here and riding one down and away.
Senior steps right up to the edge of the plate. Now takes a step back. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch. Goes away. Strike 3 call in the outside corner. And the second strikeout here in the bottom of the 5th. Now 9 in the ball game for Cassina as we move to the 6th. 2-0 in favor of CM. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake. You bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Why is Roberts Motors #1 in Ford certified pre-owned sales in the St. Louis Metro East?
Visit the 169-point inspection all our vehicles go through.
Maybe it's because we've been doing it for over 60 years.
Or is it the large selection we keep in stock at all times?
Personally, I think the answer is all the above. Stop in today and see. Nobody does pre-owned better than Roberts Motors.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years in Alton, Illinois, or on the web at riverBender.com.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. We move now to the top of the sixth. 8-9-1 due up for CM, and it's Micah McRae, the catcher, 0 for 1, taking strike one from Tommy Anderson, who works into the sixth.
78 pitches going into this inning, so not terribly bad.
Swing, the grounder out to short. Big hop. Shortstop with a nice backhanded stab. Throw over up the line, but the first baseman with a nice play. And they get him down at first.
Very nice play there. Again, going into the hole, Senior. Make a long throw, and Schrank had to come off the bag, and he makes a nice play to be able to make sure he gets to the baseball. Makes a good sweep tag there, and they get their runner. Goes 6-3 in the book. One down in the top of the sixth here.
Number 9 hitter Emmerich in there now, and he takes strike one. Emmerich sacrificed his last time.
See him starting to dial in a little bit here on Anderson. A couple of hard hit balls. He's given up 6 hits in the game, but 3 of them came in that 5th inning.
Swing and a grounder to third. Silkwood gobbles it up. The throw over in time, and there are 2 down.
That time he stayed down on the ball, not expecting that big hop up on him, and he's able to gobble that ball up, and quickly 4 pitches here to get 2 outs, and we're back to the top of the order. McKinney up. He is 1 for 3 in the game. He doubled and scored in the third.
Silkwood was about not to stay down on that one. He'd take it in the chin if he had to. He wasn't going to let it go through his legs twice.
I think he learned his lesson after the one went right through his legs.
Here's a ball to Jack McKinney. McKinney 1 for 3, scored a run and doubled back in the third. That was that play by Sterrett out there. Ball tailing away and Sterrett diving for it and popped out of his glove. Big breaking pitch there that misses. 2-0 on McKinney. Top of the 6th inning. 2-0 in favor of CM, 2 down. Next pitch, swing, and a grounder down to third. A big hop there by Silkwood. Nice play, big throw, but too high over at first base. McKinney will scoot down to second. Now, rounding second base, he's going to head to third. Here's the throw, and it's way offline. McKinney now rounds third. The throw, a nice backup, and it hits McKinney in the back as he's coming down the line. Harder doing a nice job backing up in left field, but his throw hits McKinney as he comes home.
Can you imagine that? That is as weird as they come. I mean, a good play by Silkwood. He had to make a long, hard throw over there. He would have had his man if he would have got the ball down, but just airmailed Schrank over there at first base, and McKinney winds up being safe. He gets to second base on the overthrow, then decides he's going to go to third base when the ball bounds away far enough. They throw it away from third base, too, and then they have a chance to get him at home, and the throw hits him in the back. Boy, that's an adventurous round tripper there, and the ball doesn't even get out of the infield.
Swing and a foul back by Fentzel on the strike one, and he just missed that pitch. He's 1 for 2, scored a run, and singled in the 5th. I'm not sure if that was the first baseman, Schrank, who threw that ball over to third.
It was.
So 2 errors, one on the third baseman and one on the first baseman. Silkwood and Schrank getting errors on that play. I don't think you give an error to the left fielder on that one.
No, you can't.
Just bad luck there.
Yes.
He threw it right towards home plate, just right square in McKinney's back. Here's a grounder out to short. Senior with a scoop, kind of slings it over there. And the pitch low in the dirt, and safe at first is Fensel.
Well, Marquette's starting to unravel here a little bit defensively. And again, this is what a pitcher that's not overpowering relies on his defense on the left side right now. Not coming through, and should have been out of the inning while ago, and it's going to bring Tobin to the plate now, and see him with another run in here. They lead 3-0, and it's now 3 errors in the inning, and they have 5 in the game, and there's a ball that gets away.
Wilson blocked it, but it squirts away from him, and down to second base goes Fensel.
The fundamentals have kind of gone out the window here. And they're going to put Tobin on. That's pretty much a no-brainer here with 2 outs. They're going to give him the free pass.
That'll bring up Ricky, who's 0 for 3. 2 down here in the top of the 6th. 3-0 now in favor of CM. They've got runners at first and second with 2 down. Pitch to the cleanup hitter. Across the outside corner for strike 1.
Ricky 0 for 3, struck out, flied out to left, flied out to center in the game.
Hit the ball really hard as last time.
Last couple of times.
The 0-1, swing and a pop-up. Second baseman, shortstop. Who wants it? Senior does, and that's the final out here in the top of the 6th inning. Another run home, though, for the Eagles without a hit. We move to the bottom of inning number 6, 3-0 in favor of CM. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products. You'll find it at Mallory's Sporting Goods in Wood River. Your high school gear and sportswear? It's at Mallory's. Athletic equipment for the little tykes? You'll find it at Mallory's. How about team gear and uniforms, or personalized gear and specialty equipment? It's at Mallory's too. You'll find it all at Mallory's Sporting Goods, just minutes from your school off of 255, right next to the Walmart complex on Vaughn Road in Wood River.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. It's the number 9 hitter, Stephen Peterball, leading things off here against Cassina back out there, and the count 1-1 on him. He started Peterball with a pitch upstairs, and now comes back with a strike across the outside corner. Here's a swing and a tapper to first. Tobin will handle this one unassisted, and there's one down.
Well, Cassina just cruising along here. Only 1 hit allowed in the game, and that was way back in the 2nd inning. And
number 10, Nick.
Once he was given a lead, he's really taking advantage of it. Not only with the strikeout, but effective. He's around the plate and not issuing any walks here tonight, and pitching very effectively here tonight. And like you said, didn't throw a whole lot, but I think he's given Gary Bruning an option here going forward, don't you think?
Definitely. And if nothing else, he's given the rest of the staff a break. 1-0 now the count. On the leadoff hitter, Nick Schrank in there 0 for 2. There's a strike from Cassina, the count 1-1.
Well, he's still got some pop on that fastball. Pitch count into the 60s now.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Cassina, and he fires it inside, and the ball pulled down the third baseline. Third baseman over and fires on to first for the out.
Well, if he's not getting the strikeouts, he's getting the ground balls tonight, which is, again, big.
Right fielder, number 11.
Not a ball, not a putout yet, believe it or not, by the CM outfielders tonight. Not one.
You are right. Hardest ball that wasn't a hit, a line drive that was almost a double play ball off of Schrank's bat. Then they got the double play with the next pitch, and it's been a while since the Explorers have been able to do anything against Cassina as he fires upstairs to Brogan Fisher, who's 0 for 2. He hit into that double play.
Well, he's set down 10 in a row now.
Pitch outside, and 2-0 now. Had that leadoff walk back in the third, and then a line drive and a double play ball, and that leadoff walk back in the third, the last time the Explorers have seen the base pass. 2-1 now on Brogan Fisher. Next pitch inside, and it's fouled off down the first base line. 2-2 now on Fisher. Fisher 0 for 2. Grounded to the first baseman back in the first. Diggs back in here with 2 away. Right-hander Cassina brings it home. Swing and a shot back up the box into center field. A 2-out single for Brogan Fisher.
Well, he tried to run the fastball in on the hands there. A little bit down, but Fisher went down and got it and shot it right back up the middle. And only the second hit for Marquette, and first base runner, like you said, since that leadoff walk in the third inning. It's been pretty much slim pickings here tonight for Marquette. They've got the heart of the order coming up here, so maybe trying to get some 2-out rally, 2-out something started here.
Sterrett digs in and fouls the first one down the first base line over the CM dugout out of play for strike one. And Sterrett has struck out twice tonight against Cassina. Cassina's had his number so far.
Well, he's had a number of batters' numbers here tonight.
Sterrett, the number 3 hitter in the Explorer lineup. Here's a look over at first. Now Cassina chasing the runner back. Back on top now, ready to pitch to Sterrett. Swing and a miss. We've seen that a lot out of Sterrett tonight against Cassina.
Well, he's working him away and he's pulling his head out. He's just, instead of taking that ball to right field, he's trying to pull it. And if you hit the ball, you're going to hit that ball into the ground, or you're going to come up empty like he's done so far tonight.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. And 3 at-bats now for Sterrett and 3 strikeouts. That brings it in to the 6th inning. No runs on 1 hit for the Explorers. We move to the 7th. 3-0 in favor of CM. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
When you own a business, your loss could be your employee's loss too. That's why you should put American Family Insurance and me to work right away. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. I can help you design property and liability coverages that fit the needs of your specific business. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. We move to the 7th and leading things off. A little chuck and duck there from the right-hander. Tommy Anderson is a smash back up the middle by Nick Dorsey and a leadoff single for CM.
Dorsey's been to the plate 4 times tonight. You know how many pitches he's seen?
Tell me.
Take a guess.
4.
6. And the last 3 times he's gone up there swinging first pitch, so somebody has missed the boat as far as his plate appearances are concerned. They should have picked up on that. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, flied out to center in the 3rd first pitch, RBI single in the 5th on a first pitch, and now singles again here in the 7th, first pitch swinging.
2 out of 3 with an RBI now for Nick Dorsey. Tommy Anderson, the sophomore right-hander, working into the 7th, has only allowed 1 earned run. He's got 3 on the board, but some errors behind him today.
Mm-hmm. Scattered 7 hits. I mean, he's not pitching poorly, but a little bit of misfortune behind him. Guys not making plays, and it's cost him a couple of unearned runs tonight.
Here's a pitch in the dirt, and Wilson doing a really nice job there. That ball bouncing in front of the plate, and he got his body in front of it and hustled up the line to hold the runner at first.
Very reminiscent of that play that ended the game Friday, but only to his right where it bounded away. He did a nice job of keeping it in front of him.
Here's a 1-0 pitch, and it's a curveball that sails inside, 2-0. Right-hander Tommy Anderson back on the hill from the stretch. Dorsey with the lead from first. He's going. Here's the pitch. Swing and a tapper down to the first baseman, and will go foul. A little hit and run there on 2-0.
Boy, Dorsey had a big jump, too. Would have stolen that base easily.
Linton getting a piece of it on the hit and run and pulling it foul. He'll dig back in. From the left side, 2-1 count on him. Here's a throw over to first, and Dorsey back safely. Linton, the right fielder for CM. Checks with Coach Bruning down at third, now digs in. Dorsey with a lead from first. From the stretch, Anderson delivers, and it's downstairs for ball 3, and now Linton sitting pretty here.
Yeah, you're locked in on only one pitch you're comfortable with. This is the best hitters count in baseball.
Linton with a couple of dingers on the year. Come in hitting 185. Runner goes, swing, and a fly ball into center field. Starrett going back to his right and hauls it in. There's one away.
Fastball started riding away from him just a little bit, but he still got good bat on it. But again, you sky it into this cold night tonight, it's not going to travel very far. Starrett took a step in and then realized he had to move over to his left, or to his right. It's our left, the way we're looking at him.
True. It'd be camera right if you're talking center field camera, which RiverBender.com here with 4 cameras tonight. We even got a monitor up here in the booth.
I know, I'm working on those replay monitors, but
here's
us.
Here's a strike in there to Shasheen.
So we can precisely call those controversial calls. What do you think?
I agree. I went like K-zone and everything. Bring it on.
I like it.
Here's a pitch upstairs. 1-1.
Missy, how you doing out there? You look a little more chilly tonight than you did in that first game. A little colder out there? I can tell.
1-1 pitch to Shasheen. A breaking ball. Stays upstairs. 2-1 now.
I think it's dropped about 20 degrees since we started.
I agree. Talking in the 40s this weekend. Of course, a lot can change by then. Here's a throw over and back safely, the runner at first.
Don't worry, it'll go from 50 to 90 in one day.
We've seen that already a couple of times. 2-1 pitch. Big breaking ball there. Sails outside. It's 3-1 now to Shasheen.
Well, he's run him to the max here ball-wise. And now Shasheen can sit on something to drive or look for something to drive here. Just like Linton last at bat.
Throw over and back safely is Dorsey. I tried to put Dorsey in motion with Linton up there, the left-handed hitter. See if he goes here on 3-1. Stays, and here's a fly ball into center field. Starrett over there, glides under it, and there's 2 down.
Just like Linton, 3-1 pitch, similar result. Starrett to his right. This one a little more in on the hands of Shasheen, and he is out number 2 after the second straight fly ball out to Starrett in center. McRae to the dish, 0 for 2. He's flied out, walked, and grounded out to short in the game.
The catcher for CM, right-handed hitter, digs in. Swinging at the first pitch and fouling it off down the first base line. First baseman Schrank gives a chase, but out of play. One strike on McRae.
Missy, you need a glove, don't you?
She might have been able to stretch out and get that one.
I was wondering.
The 0-1 pitch, swing, and a tapper out to short. Shortstop over to second for the final out here in the top of the 7th inning. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Explorers. They trail 3-0 to the CM Eagles. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Red or black, silver or gold, new or used. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they know options are important to you. That's why they've made relationships with local dealerships where you'll receive all the extras with First Mid-America Credit Union's low rates and financing done on the spot. All you have to do is decide what you want. Your car, our loans, they're made for each other. www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a representative.
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. Last chance for the Explorers here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They've only gotten 2 hits tonight. And the big cleanup hitter, Johnny Wilson, set to lead things off. Trailing CM 3-0 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Last chance for Marquette. They got 4, 5, and 6 up here. Wilson, Harder, Silkwood if anybody gets on. Anderson against Cassina, who's been as efficient as a pitcher as I've seen so far this spring.
First one upstairs to the big catcher, and this one down low, back to the fence, and 2-0 quickly on Johnny Wilson.
1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Pretty good fantasy numbers, huh?
Nice fantasy numbers. Here's a pitch. It's across the outside corner for strike 1. Wilson ready now with a 2-1 count.
Well, Marquette needs a couple of base runners just to have a chance, so you would imagine that their batters are going to take some pitches here.
Here's one sailing outside, and the count 3-1 to big Johnny Wilson.
No activity in the CM bullpen. They're going to let Cassina ride this thing out. He's carried him this far. They're going to give him every opportunity to close this win out.
There's ball 4 to Johnny Wilson, and the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And there they go scurrying now. What do you... I think they hurt us.
A leadoff walk will do that.
That could very well be.
Left fielder, number 1.
Again, the pitch count really not that dangerous. He's at 78 now, so Harder is going to bat here, and it looks like a pinch runner down there. I didn't see who jumped in down there.
Well, if you look at what Cassina has done once he got past Johnny Wilson, who's one of 2 players to get an Explorer hit, it's been easy pickings.
Yeah.
From 5 through 9. So the first pitch sails inside to Harder, so another ball now as Cassina falls behind.
Well, he's still got some pretty good pop on the fastball. He's just missed location a couple times here this inning.
1-0 upstairs. 2-0 now.
I would imagine Gary Bruning is going to be ready to take a trip to the mound here if somehow he allows Harder to get away.
2-0. Upstairs, 3-0. Do not like to see this if you're the CM Eagles.
Not at all. Maybe he is tiring.
A 3-0 to Harder, taking all the way for a strike, 3-1.
That one was borderline. That looked to be a little bit up to me. He might take another pitch here.
3-1 upstairs, and it gets away from the catcher, McRae. Down to second goes the courtesy runner, and now the tying run will come to the plate with nobody out.
Only the second time in the game that Marquette has had 2 base runners on in an inning. And here comes CM assistant, Legion baseball manager, baseball extraordinaire, Nick Smith to the mound.
Nick Smith out there to talk it over with his veteran right-hander. try to settle him down here as he's walked the first two here in the bottom of the seventh. And Cassina with only one walk up to this point. He has dominated.
I'm going to imagine he's going to get another batter here, and if somehow this gets away from him, that might be it. Bullpen is busy down there. Can't see who it is right now. We'll try to get you a number here.
Silkwood digs in. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice against Cassina. And he represents the tying run here with nobody out.
He does.
Pitch in there for strike one to Cassina.
Anderson on deck. Then you have Senior and Peterball if anybody else is able to prolong this game.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss by Silkwood, and quickly 2 strikes. So Nick Smith must have come up with something there to straighten out Cassina a bit.
He's got all the answers.
He did. Straightened something out with the mechanics, and 2 quick strikes. Here's a ground ball to short, over to second for 1, and the second baseman smartly just holds it there as they get the 1 out.
Well, you're up by 2 runs. Probably a wise choice. Get an out somewhere.
Number 32, Jack Miller.
And Jack Miller is going to pinch hit here for Anderson, the pitcher. Runners at first and third now. Only the second base runner for Marquette to reach third base tonight.
Right-handed hitter Jack Miller digs in for the Explorers with runners at first and third and 1 away.
Still don't have a hit this inning.
Pitch sails inside to him for ball 1.
CM's not too concerned with that runner at third base right now. They just need the 2 outs.
There's ball 2 to Miller. Miller comes in hitting 154 on the year. 4 base hits. This one sails inside. 3-0 to him.
Well, he's in danger now of walking the bases loaded, and I see a very anxious coach down there in the right field dugout.
There's ball 4, and the tying run now on first base.
This might be it. Yep, this is going to be it. Gary Bruning is going to make the call here to the bullpen.
Call to the bullpen with 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and bases loaded. We'll let you know with the new... Well, now hold on a second. Maybe they're not going to bring in a pitcher. He's waving him off, it looks like.
Well, he has to. This is the second visit to the mound.
I'm not sure where the pitcher went, though. He's headed to the dugout.
Huh? Since when?
And now they'll make the move.
Really?
Cassina will trot off with a nice round of applause, and the new reliever in for the CM Eagles. We'll let you know who that is when we come back. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Since 1947, St. Peter's Hardware and Rental has been helping you get the job done right. When planning a do-it-yourself project, party, or event, turn to St. Peter's for what you need to make it successful. St. Peter's carries brand-name tools like DeWalt, Bosch, and Milwaukee. Quality True Value paints backed by a lifetime warranty, and everything else you need from gadgets to grills. Shop in-store or shop online. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental. The best products, service, and expert advice.
Right-handed hurler into the ball game for the CM Eagles. Cody Burnett. And a pinch hitter to up for the Explorers. It'll be Tyler Moore batting here with the bases loaded and 1 down.
Not the way you want to close a game out if you're CM. Marquette, all 3 base runners on right now via the free pass. So Cassina goes 6 1/3. He gives up 2 hits, 4 walks, and 10 strikeouts, and he's on the hook for all 3 runners on base. He cannot lose. He can get the win, but he can't lose.
Cody Burnett comes out of the pen, firing strikes. Strike one to the pinch hitter, Tyler Moore. 4 2/3 innings pitched for Burnett on the season. Swing and a pop-up. Down the right side, first baseman Tobin all the way over to the fence, but it's out of play, 0-2. This is only the second appearance for Cody Burnett. He's given up 6 earned runs in 4 2/3 in that one appearance. Giving up 9 hits.
Strikeout would help here.
The 0-2 pitch on the way. Down low on the count, 1-2. Cody Burnett yet to record a strikeout on the season. He has walked one. The 1-2 pitch. Pitch stays up, and it's fisted out to second. Over to short for one. Back on to first. That's a double play. 4-6-3. And Burnett comes in to do the job. Fires up a double play ball, and the Eagles have won this one 3-0 over the Marquette Explorers. We'll be back to wrap it up. After this, you're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Ragusa drops to throw. Now lets it go deep down the left sideline. He's got Thorpe, and he makes a dandy catch.
Here's another steal by Bradley. Lumpkins all alone. He lays it in from.
Yeah! Woo!
Welcome back to Gordon Moore Park. Dennis Laird alongside Louis Cork. This one in the books. The Eagles able to shut out the Explorers 3-0 behind John Cassina tonight.
Yeah, he got into a little bit of trouble there in the 7th inning, but he was able to get a little relief help, which certainly that's what they're there for. But it was him tonight. I mean, 6 1/3 innings. He only gave up 2 hits. Got in. Looks like maybe he started to tire there a little bit in the 7th inning. Came into the inning with 1 walk and 10 strikeouts. Finishes with 4 walks and 10 Ks, but very deserving of the win here tonight. He was on most of the night. Got a little help. The double play ball preserved a shutout and a nice win for CM. They rebound after the loss to Waterloo last night and breaks Marquette's 4-game winning streak.
Cassina improves to 2-0 on the season and 10 strikeouts. He had 7 coming into tonight and only 7 innings pitched, so he really racked up the Ks here tonight, and an outstanding performance to give Cassina our Munganast player of the game, and probably really helped out Coach Bruning and the CM Eagles. This is only his 2nd start this year, so that's got to help that pitching staff.
Well, very deserving of the win tonight. I mean, he was very effective in the game and threw 90 pitches tonight in 6 1/3 innings and really was getting ahead of batters and just overpowering people tonight. I mean, you saw a number of the Marquette batters just swinging through a lot of the pitches, and he was able to, once he got ahead, he was able to induce them to go after some pitches that maybe they didn't want to necessarily go after. CM was able to scratch across a couple of runs. They got on the board in the 3rd, put another one on in the 5th and 6th, and all he needed tonight was 1, as it turned out.
And Cassina does the job for the Eagles, and overlooked in this one for the Explorers. The effort by the right-hander, the sophomore Tommy Anderson for the Explorers. Only 1 earned run given up. That in the 5th inning. Some errors behind him, a couple of walks. He had 3 total, but one of those intentional. And pretty good effort from Anderson as well.
Yeah, he didn't throw poorly himself. And again, he's not a strikeout pitcher, so he's going to rely on his defense. And 5 Marquette errors, it's not going to get it done. And they really committed a couple of miscues late in the game that kind of put them behind the 8 ball when it was going to be difficult for him to score runs. CM's able to scratch across a couple runs in the 5th and 6th inning, but he scattered 7 hits. Only allowed the one earned run, 3 walks and 1 strikeout. But, Coach Silkwood was able to get 7 innings out of his starter tonight, which is a good thing in a non-conference game. You preserve the other arms, and he's a tough-luck loser tonight. But nonetheless, it was a competitive ball game here tonight, and it came right down to the end. I mean, Marquette gave themselves an opportunity. They had the potential game-winning run at the plate, and that's all you can ask.
The Explorers fall to 8-7 on the season. The Eagles improved to 6-4. The final score once again: the Eagles 3, the Explorers nothing. For my partner Louis Corrick and for our engineer Brian back at the station, Dennis Laird saying have a great evening, everybody.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Zicer Kia, the ultimate buying experience. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental, the best products, service, and expert advice. Mallory Sports, where your sports world begins. Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place. First Mid-America Credit Union. New name, same great credit union. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the River Bend. Quality Buick, GMC, Cadillac. Serving the River Bend for 52 years. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. Alton Refrigeration, the first choice in quality HD TV and appliances. Barry Macias, professional independent insurance agents. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949.